Alright, so today we are going to start tutorial 5. Tutorial 5 continues from tutorial 4. In tutorial 4 we actually started writing the controller functions, and we wrote a function to call or display a list of items when a user visits the URL /person. So today we are going to continue in tutorial 5. So in this tutorial, we actually will start where we stopped. If you did not go through tutorial 4, then go through tutorial 4 before you can go through this one, because this is actually where we stopped. We've created this view after writing the controller code. I'm going to show you the controller code. So this is the controller we are building up. For now, there is nothing there except this one. So this function is what makes it possible for us to have this view. So what we are going to do now, if we click on details, nothing shows. But take note that the URL is /person, /details, and /a number. I want you to look at the status bar here. As I move across, this is 1. You can see it changes to 2 in the status bar. So we are going to write the details controller, and then we are going to generate the detail view. This will be really very easy. So first, what we are going to write, let's write a comment. This comment is optional. We are going to make a get. Anytime we want to retrieve a list of items or a single item is actually a get. So /person, /details, then we have 1. So these can be 1, 2, or 3. So it's normally written like this. So we have a number here, ID. So this is the URL pattern that it has to correspond to. ID represents the ID of the record to display. So what we are going to do is to define a new person, because person represents the model. This DB represents the tutorial entities, can give us a list of items. But we just need a single person. So what we are going to do, we are going to start with writing the function. If I want to make it easier, you can just copy this one, then we can modify it along the line. Just copy it and then paste it. So this action results, and what do you think will be here? It will be details. In a situation like this, we have a situation whereby we want to display a list of items, but we need to give this function the ID of the, let's remove this because we are not using it. We need to give this function the ID of the item to display. So int ID, right? So return view. I want it to the error to go away. So now we have action result details. So if we go to /person, /ID, /details, /ID, it's going to try to return a view, but it's try to return an empty view. It's not going to find any view because we've not created a view. So the first thing we are going to do is to specify the data that this view is going to return. And MVC actually makes it easier, providing a find method for us. So we are going to use the find method and give it this parameter that we already have. So we are going to write it this way. So person equal to new. Sorry, we are creating not a new one, but we are going to use this DB to find a particular person with this ID. So DB dot people dot find, right? So after some time, maybe try to go through some of the methods that are there that can be used. So find. So this find helps us to find the person with the particular ID that is given. So after that, then you now return the view and give it the person. So if it finds it, then just return it to the view. It's as simple as this. So while this returns a single person with this ID, this one returns the list of everybody in this place. So here we have db.people.find. Here I have db.people, that people have all the people, and then to list. So here we've written the details view, and then if we run it now, guess what the error will be? The error will be that there is no view corresponding to /details, and after now we are going to just add it. So if we go to, we allow the page to load. If it loads, if we go to the URL and we go to details, so now it tells us there is no view. So it expects a view. So at this point, this code is actually running. So if I put a breakpoint here and run it, you find out that it is actually running. So what you do to add a view, just right click inside the function and just say add a view. So here now we have the view name to be details, and the template we are going to use is details. We are going to use details, and the model class is our person. Remember, we mentioned that there is a model class, and we opened it. A model class corresponds to your table in your database. So just go ahead to add it to your application. So it's added. So what we are going to do, just build the solution, and after now we are just going to run it, and hopefully everything is going to work perfectly. So at this point, if we click on the details link, so let's see what happens when we click on the details link. Details. So you have details now displayed. So you have /details/2. So that is how it works. Alright, so this is about the details view, how to add it. Since the next view, which is the create, to add new view, to add new item to the list, that is really very easy, and I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So the URL to get to display that is /person/create. So at this point we are just returning an empty view, right? We are returning an empty view because we want the create to display an empty view with a list of text boxes, empty text boxes, so that user can enter data. For now, we are not posting anything, we are simply displaying an empty view. So simply say action results. So at this point, create. So it doesn't need a parameter, so just return view. So in this way, if we click on create, we have an empty view. But MVC understands that when we call a create, we would like to enter data, so it will display a list of text boxes for us. So this is the controller function for /create. So we are going to, of course, you know that we're going to right click and add a view. The template to be create. So just click on create, choose the model class to be person. So using this model, it will display the text boxes for us, empty text boxes. Remember to subscribe, click on subscribe button if you've not done so. So just build, rebuild solution. So everything builds perfectly. And if we run it, now if we click on the create button, it's going to display an empty list for us to. Okay, so it's already going directly to create. So I'm going to stop it from going to create because. Okay. Alright, so this is where we are. So let's click on create and see what happens. So it displays an empty list. Alright, so at this point, We have written action result for create, and we've written for details. How there may be need for error handling in case there is it doesn't find anything. What happens? That we'll discuss in a different tutorial. For now, I'd like to thank you for viewing, and the next tutorial we'll be talking about edits. When we click on the edit link, what happens? And later I'll talk about being able to enter data and actually post to the database. So remember to subscribe and also click on notification so that I make the next video you get notified. I'd like to thank you for viewing.